Yeah. Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Nabi BK Mano Yekachi, one of the co-founder of G4S Like Consults. Yeah, we will talk today now about live streaming. Yeah. One of the things we say inspire this conversation, I be say to also help people or make people understand saying a part of the service where would they render for G4S Like Consults you get, and also want use this opportunity to also enlighten people who won't go into the live streaming business or the live streaming industry to get a broad to learn from our own experience you get with a given a real time experience and field experience you get. If you also observe our previous podcast what they do, they be me, Danny and Idris, and this time around we get some of our brothers we don't come join us. You get them also did for our last this live streaming event. They also we also work together as team. You get so this time around the day around you get, so we force them to the guys day for part of this podcast. You get, so working at the they used to their face because you will now when they see them for our upcoming podcast. You get these guys they very vast for what they do, and they get broad knowledge for what they do. You get we get Mr. Ayo in the building. Yeah. Yeah, Mr. Ayo, that one of the now the CEO of G4S Consults. Yeah. So he's here with us, and also we get Mubarak. Yeah, Mubarak in the house. Yeah. So once again, we want to say you guys are actually welcome to the podcast. You get
welcome, sir.
This is the way that they look me make a call in name. So Daniel, everybody know Daniel and everybody know Idris. Yeah. The co-founders of G4S Like Consults. Yeah. So we move into the reason why we're here today. We want to talk about live streaming, and we won't also use our previous events, or we'll go for use them as case study. What we do and what we do right and what we will not do right, and how we're able to talk, how we're able to manage the pressure. You understand? So we will start from the bargaining process, which Mr. Ayo was largely involved in the bargaining process. Do you understand? You get what was it like, Mr. Ayo? Make I put that question to you.
Wow, it was actually awesome though. Having passing through so many stress and many things though during the bargaining process. And of which you know that everybody at the same time on this field can actually find it or phantom very difficult aspect of talking to the clients and having them making a genuine payment, because in this field actually when you talk about live streaming is far beyond the videography aspect, and is far beyond what it should look like in terms of charging the client or the customer. When we talk about bargaining, you know, in most cases, it's far beyond of you telling them that this is what you want for the event, and in most cases, many clients will not want to even pay you the normal price fee that you be charging them. So in most cases like this, when you talk about bargaining, you actually in some cases may actually make the client to stay away. Okay, it's just an instance of the last event that we actually have, or the last gig. When we are looking at the bargaining process, though the bargaining the price we actually bargain for is not up to the standard or the quality of the what we actually give out for the job, which actually have some kind of effect on us during the production period and during the streaming period. Because when you look at the terms of when you have equipment that got damaged during the program and the likes, in terms of you trying to replace those equipment, and now you're now looking at the charge rate in which you place the bargaining fee to within the client. So it is actually something so painful when you look at what are the cost profit after the old stuff of the program. So, and you also want to put into considerations the people working with you, the set man, the light man, and also the people in charge of one equipment or the other. So you want to put them alongside. So if we want to actually place out your charge rate during the bargaining period, so you have to consider all these factors and put them together. So that's what I have to say for now, sir.
Okay. I also take part of the negotiation process. The negotiation process you get, it was quite challenging. It was quite challenging. You get, and also for we as a young guys, you get what would they do? What would they do? You get there's a lot of stigma where they attached around. You get
Yeah.
when you see young people doing
Yeah.
what they do. You
Sure.
get some people will say they no go be in as much as you tell them say you don't do that, but for the fact say they see young people where they do you understand.
Yeah.
You know they get this confidence. You get now one of the things we also play out. You get where we say because of that particular thing, the Congress requires to go. They say Pastor Simo can do test run. We do test run like about 3 times. I'll be about 2 times. You get even at a point you get we have to stay in the church. We have to go to the first church, go to the second church just to clear their mind, saying now something will fit this in
And
handle.
sure.
Yes, and it was kind of stressful that we had to even stay outside till like 11 p.m. just to make sure, just to clear their curiosity. Do you understand?
Yeah.
You get so those of now where they elderly, do you understand? But no, they look down on young people. You know, they look down on young people. Even up to this moment, we still
Yeah.
they get that stigma. Do you understand? Based on say
Sure.
these guys they young, they very young. How come they will fit handle
And do
this
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 stuff. Yeah.
gadgets? You
Sure.
get
Sure.
I beg, I
Sure.
beg, I beg. In as much as say what they do, what would they do, which we don't get our own personal experience. You
Very
get
well.
and part of those experience we don't gather, don't make us make we dey better for what we they do. You understand?
Sure.
We don't
Sure.
even go out for events where we say at the end of the day the whole thing was mess. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So this is during the process we don't go through the process and we don't learn this is over 3 years that we've been streaming. We've been streaming for a particular service, you get, but still yet when we go outside and they still say we did much more younger, you understand? This stigma would always be attached to rap.
Yeah.
You can also always request for
Services.
our link, our social media link. Make you go see some of our beautiful works. Yeah, we have vast knowledge when it comes to this multimedia service rendering. Do you understand? You get, and not be say we just dey even render the service. We also they train people regarding the live streaming
Yeah.
setup and whatever service with also with the render you get. So I just want Mokuna as elderly people, Mokuna they give opportunity, you understand? And also Mokuna say I'm saying as something we say now they even try Moku even explore as young people, you get. Give us that
Sure.
space, give us that room, Moku explore, you know that because the whole process was very, very tedious, you understand? And
Yeah.
it was kind of frustrating. You get, but at the end of the day, God show we him be. You get, the program was successful and everything went well. You understand? So another thing also I will want to ask Daniel, the first time when you hear about the live streaming gig for the last event, you get, waiting come your mind. You get,
Like when they
when you heard that okay, we're trying to negotiate or we're going for a bargain for this particular gig for the live streaming.
at first I was happy,
Mm-hmm.
and at the same time I was happy because we had this was an opportunity for me to like test run certain things about live streaming that I've been checking online past few days. So and again what even made me more happy was when we found out that it was going to be Zoom. We're going to be live streaming too, and we're also going to be recording at the same time. And in our previous events, recording with Zoom, we have had in such a way by we had issues with the Zoom in terms of audios and the audio, the quality of the video. We all know that Zoom has this limit in terms of the quality of video, whereby your video can't be full HD.
Yeah.
It's always either
720p,
720p,
yeah.
understand, or below. And when you're and the downloading and everything, so it will drop. So I was very happy that we're even going to even test run what we have even learned and our experience in the last event, in that current event. That was actually happened.
Okay, so you were excited about the whole thing, and it was
Yes.
also an opportunity for you to also push up
Yes.
to see to be better based
Exactly.
on what you don't do for previous. Do you
Yes.
understand? So Ajibola, make a push to you when you hear about the entire gig. Do you understand? So what you think? What you come to your mind?
Actually, I was first excited when I heard about it.
Mm-hmm.
It's when the test running part came in that was like, I was even angry that I was I was saying that we should even refund them. I was saying that, like, I was even getting angry that no, like, don't let us do it again.
Mm-hmm.
As far as they cannot believe in us, because we've gone the first time, the second time, they were like, come again on Sunday. I was like, come again on Sunday for what?
Mm-hmm.
Are they paying us for the test running part? I was like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't like we went go on jogging. I was telling you, let's just refund them their money back.
Mm-hmm.
if they don't believe in authenticity, because it's really getting as if you don't know what you are doing. And if you are bringing them down to that level of telling them that okay, we'll come, like okay, see now everything our boys. If you tell them they do anything they want, that kind of thing. So I was not really buying. So it was even getting me angry because that money gone. I was even planning that okay, we'll even come back and do that kind of stuff. So only when you talk to me that okay, let's just do it. Let's just do it and let us break the relationship we had before. That's what made me change my mind about it, because I was I like the church, I like the people that
Okay,
are there.
Adibola, make mention name, mention name. You understand? Because of disclaimer, you understand? Yeah. So yeah, make mention name. Yeah.
Okay. I just know okay, the church, okay, I like the church. Let me mention the name of church. I like the church, I like people that are there. People like okay, I like the church, the instrumentalists that church that always just give me joy. That kind of thing. So that kind of thing just pushed me that okay, and I know more, like I know many people there. Like I even interact with and say okay, let me just go. And it never made me happy. That what made me just change my mind about the whole talk.
Okay, make I just quickly chip in something is that be say with anybody they vex you and no be any say with the vex anybody they try one pass aggression. You get we know say we get other people we also want to go into this industry. Do you understand? Now just with the share our own experience so that they will prepare and know how they will deal with this kind of challenge when it arrives. Nobody they vex with anybody, nobody they para for anybody. You get we just they talk how we just want to share our experience regarding the whole thing. You get the journey so far. You get so nobody they para for anybody. You get so Mr. Ayo, you get anything you want to talk regarding this podcast?
Yeah, although just a little what's it called contribution from my own end though. So because when we actually look at what's it called, we working with people, it doesn't actually look so tedious on us in terms of okay, because we just want to satisfy people to actually make sure that okay, the brand name is actually out there to also in one way or the other in terms of we rendering let me say a cheap service rate to the people, like organizations like this, like the church settings. We also look at the means of also contributing to what's it called to the kingdom work. It's not just because of what we actually want to do, or it's just another moment for us to explain. No. Because we've gone far in this journey, far beyond of what people can actually say in terms of are we coming here to come and play, or are we coming here to actually come and do merriment, or to just come and test run or with their program. No. We've actually gone far beyond that. The days of test running is over.
Yeah.
So
we've even actually gone for an event that at the end of the day, and the entire event was a mess.
Sure, very well.
Where we had issues
Very
with
well.
our laptop, we had issues with the internet
lightning,
and code. Because
sure.
the capacity then we didn't have the capacity that we have now compared to then.
Sure.
So we've actually passed through those stages. You get, and it's something that we thank God that it's something that God has actually helped us to upscale that particular level. You get.
Sure.
So Mr. Ayo, let's continue.
So it's just the journey ahead. So we also look forward to in terms of working with people and also making sure that we can also render our service to the kingdom work. When we talk about the kingdom work, so aside from the normal organization, that we can talk about the business aspect of everything, that we know that okay, we can actually generate money, because this is also a business that need to be run in the business pattern or in the business senses. So, but when we look at the kingdom work, so it's just another means for us to actually push out the brand and to also expand the kingdom work. And also it's not necessarily that okay, it's everybody that will work with. So that's one beautiful thing is about this live stream. It's not everybody that will actually believe in us, because we've seen so many things so far, but we surely know that God is actually making us to skate through.
Amen. Okay, Mubarak, you get into where you want to talk regarding with all the talk so far.
Yes. I was also happy when I heard about everything, and I like the fact that we are also using Zoom, because I'm used to Facebook, and I'm used to Facebook, and there are some features I saw in the Zoom that I also like. I also like, and I like the fact, and we improve, and we improve more than our previous ones. So that's all that I have.
Okay, so just in case if you say you want do anything with us, if you request for our social media handle, or we could show you our previous work so that you go
Sure.
fit even see what in our work look like. You
Sure.
understand?
Yeah.
Another thing what we want to talk about is also another thing we want to talk about in the live streaming process. Yeah. So Hi and Daniel was actually the testing running process. The testing running process. I and Daniel and Idris. Idris was not largely involved when we were moving up and down for the you get so Daniel, so what was it like? What was it like the test running process? What was it like?
I will not lie you. It's very stressful.
Wow.
Yeah, I actually want you guys. I
Wow.
actually want Moku to talk about CBGS, and not because of you, not
Yeah.
because of say, people really
People know,
come
yeah.
into
Sure.
this industry just so they
Sure.
go feel learn. You get from
Yeah.
those things where you don't do, or those things where you say you those mistakes where you don't do.
For
You get so
sure.
they go avoid those mistakes. You get so.
Okay, I won't lie, I wasn't actually happy because
Wow.
for my kind of person, I like it when something is being stated
Yeah.
and everybody know that okay, this is what we've planned, this is how it's going to be. Let everybody follow this thing, that particular thing has been stated. Not that when we get to this thing, you now start to breach the agreement.
Yeah.
Now, when we got to the event for the location for the test running, so when we started the test running and everything, so the issue we first had, the first thing we first tested was the sound. So when we tried the sound, we found out that the sound wasn't. We're not getting the sound directly from the mixer.
Sure.
So after so much, they were like, is it the system? They were like, we're not like this system. We know this system is something we have been using for a particular time, and it has working for us. So by the time we now found out everything and we took like right and left, like, it was even you that even found out that it was the ports they were giving us from the mixer. They were giving us a sub mixer, not the main mixer. They were giving us a sub mixer, and it was which actually took much of our time because we spent over something we were meant to test from maybe under an hour, 30 minutes, 1 hour. We are done and we are gone. So it took us close to 3 hours. We're like, I was like, I was like, what is this one? I was like, because it was also towards the night, and we're considering. I was also my own mind was the security of the area, and if I'm not saying that everywhere is not secure, but at the same time, timing is always very good. Something that you need to be considered. There are some people that they are very time cautious, even not for the type of person and the type of person we are and the patience we had for them. Ordinarily, we are not meant to the agreement that they breach, we are not meant to allow them to even breach it at that point. But we just because of the patience we had and everything, we just said okay, let's so that and the doubt also that they were like these small boys, what did they know? What are they doing? Not knowing that we are like, let me just put it, they say small but mighty. They don't know what is like. We look small, but what we can do, we can do mighty things with our hand and everything. And it's not something we are doing for the first time. Something we have a level of experience about it. So you're not making like say, we are new in the game. Meanwhile, we know what we are doing. So apart from the sound, so after we did the sound, found out that okay, the sound was already. I think we also checked the video at the same time. No, we checked the video. The video was okay. We checked the video was okay. But the mistake we just made in that first part was that we didn't take our tripod, which was whereby we had to be stressing one of us that was holding the hand. Exactly, and the camera was shaking. That was the only mistake we made in part of the video from our end. But all of that things was smoothly. But when we did the first test run, I was not actually pleased because our time was being wasted and the agreement was being reached.
Yeah. So okay, I also did part of the setup process, the testing process of the testing process you get. Just like I said, I don't know, elderly people, you're moving and they try to give younger people the opportunity, maybe they fit explore. They go a long way. Because one of the challenges we say when they talk about say they really waste our time. Now be say all these things should not be say we don't know waiting to do. Do you understand? You get, but at the same time when you work with people, you understand, you also want to be careful. Do you understand? Because when you start to talk some kind of things, just like you could just be able to say you did after the money, or you did after the money, or that the money you just did particular way they won't pay you, you get. That's like when you work with a professional, like people like us, do you understand? People like us, yes, sometimes yes, it could actually be expensive. It could actually be expensive, you get, but it will reduce the numbers of stress where you for go through.
Sure.
Just because everybody, because we ourselves, we don't already know waiting such kind of events come. Just one of the things we say what they do say when I even come up here, I was even told that make I no worry, the lights go they lighting up everywhere, they go bright up everywhere, go there. Right. I said okay. So the day when after they don't do the lighting, when they don't do their light setup, do you understand? When they don't do their light setup, we did the look there. When we come, I said, now the light be this. I said no, this particular thing no go work. Do you understand? Even we have to now start even import our own trust. Extra expensive. Nobody talk about that one, no.
Sure.
Nobody bring up the talk, oh, you understand? But waiting with that trust alone, putting out there that trust, we rent that trust for around 40,000 naira. We brought it down to the event, you understand? We bring down our lights, all our lights, about how many LED lights, about 9 LED lights, about 9 lights that we use them for the event. Nobody talk about that one, you get. Nobody talk about that one, you get. So when they talk, we go well, after they don't do everything we did now. When they come up with this particular one, you get, just to let them know, say, who could allow us to do waiting we won't do. Do you understand? And it was actually very, very effective. If it's because of say no be light, because of those lights, the way we take position those lights, the video quality would have not been the way it was. It wouldn't have been the way it was, just that. But because they stress us, they don't allow us to explore. They don't hear from our own aspect. You get, we just they look there because at the time we got tired about the whole thing. You get, and also when you get elderly people who say they don't use a particular pattern, you get, say life they move. Do you understand? So if you don't follow the trend, do you understand? You go be left behind. Do you understand? So if you look at the way they even connected their mixer for the church settings, do you understand? It was actually the wrong way. Do you understand? So it was part of things that also strain us, do you understand? Which at the point here we started having misunderstanding, do you understand? Because if you don't stand your ground, they will start to make you look as if say you don't know what they do. Do you understand? Because that was one of part of the things that was started playing out in the course of those the setup process and the testing process you get, which I had to stand my ground. But at the point, we're looking at maybe you're trying to be rude or you're trying to talk to an elderly person anyhow, you get. So their setup from their mixer, you get, they've already got the way the setup they actually did their setup for the mixer, it was actually the wrong way. You get. So we had issues with we had to now start tracing using other alternative. You get, see the same alternative now. We ourselves still provide the alternative. Do you understand? For the mixer, you get. So after the long setup, after the long talk, you get, when we look at their setup, you get, at the point because I was already tired. You understand? If you hear say Adibula talk say we could refund, you get, now the point where we get to. Now that point where we get to. So it was tedious, it was stressful, do you understand? So what now we just urge say elderly people, what can they try give young people the chance, you get. Yes, elderly say if they happen, no time don't pass. That time, allow the younger people come in to do this particular thing. Look now, they make them feel less of themselves or less of waiting they will feed do. Do you understand? And for us, when we work, we don't even work because of the money. Just like I said, if you see how much we charge for the job, how much we work, how much service we say we render for the job. Do you understand? It never even get any relationship. But for our own, it's just about us doing this thing because it's part of things that actually gives us joy. Do you understand? It's not even about the money, it's not about the you get. So sometimes, so if you be a young person who won't go into this industry, do you understand? This is a part of this where we see you guys to watch out or guys to take note of, you understand? So what we'll talk about we will talk about the light setup. Mubarak, you were largely available around for the light setup when we were doing the light setup.
Yes,
The light setup. Mubarak and Idris. Okay, Mubarak, so what you go talk about the light setup when we're setting up the light setup? So what are the challenges you face? What will be the challenge you face during the course of the setup?
We had to change the light position like 3 or 4 times because it was not balanced. It was not balanced. It gets to a point that even there was shadow on the stage, as in the light is there's how it is, but Asha is we conquer it, or how can I say?
Conquer it. Okay. So it is okay. Yeah. So what was the setup like? What was the setup like?
Okay. What gave me issue was the strap, the light strap.
Okay.
Obviously, strap the light on
the trust. Okay.
It was not like unscrewing. Mubarak was like, yeah, this thing no dey open. Oh. When I start losing that the governor shook my hand. The blood was not I was like, I'm not losing again.
That's not the experience.
I was like, Chibi, I was like, I'm telling you, that's what these people. I was even tired about the whole thing because all my days was like it has stone on my hand. The man was ever still on my hand like this thing now. Like I wish could have shook on my hand because the strap was very strong to strap the light on it. And connecting the wires together too. When I was trying to like connect the wires together, when another guy used like a lower wire that does not have enough power to power the whole light. When I plug it, light was now very hot. Like it was dragging the chain down.
Yeah.
Like was like people were like, why is it like very low? They were like, I know it's your gen. I was even arguing with them again. Oh no, the wire was coming from my own end. So, like I caught myself like lights going to shock me. I had to like climb on the ladder again to set up to change the light setup again. It was like too much for me.
Experience.
Standing the light up again. Like when we were about to stand the trust up.
Yeah.
I mean I'm very short.
Short man.
So when we were about to stand the trust up, like my hand did not even reach again. I had to like call people that come help me and carry it up, that kind of stuff. So it took a lot of stress and they won't with me again.
Okay. So we'll move to Wednesday. So the Wednesday now the part one of the event what we got stream doing in the evening. You get so Daniel waiting the setup be like because I know say that Wednesday when we come in, you understand, we had issues with we can't realize that all the setup what we do the previous day, you understand, everything scatter, everything was changed, do you understand? So waiting it be like for you when you get there.
I was angry. No, I was saying no. You have to just say it. Actually,
Yeah.
I was actually angry because we said our time. We did close to three. We did 3 setup, 3 different test runs now.
No, it's 2.
We did 2.
2. Yes, 2 times in the church and 2 times at this Jordan Big Mr. Lacon's church.
Exactly.
So that's about 3 times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We did 3 different setup for them. So now we doing these 3 different setup. Time went. Agreements were being breached. Insults were even there, so whereby and also doubts, whereby you were even looking downgrading. Look also was even there that they were downgrading us. So now and we have agreed. And so that final setup we did, the final test run we did, we already concluded that okay, this is how everything is now going to be.
Yes.
So we now wake up. We now said okay, let's go and do the program as it is. When we got there, the first thing the first change was the position of the sound. If you know the stress we had to go through in terms of passing the wire for the sound, like I became, is it bricklayer I would call it? Bricklayer. I was carrying chair, this thing, nail and hammer up and down, knocking this thing on this thing. At the time I had to even tell somebody to come and assist me with it and everything. Then God bless that man. He was even so kind. He helped me out. We did everything. We connected the wire. We ran the wire and everything. So that was during the period of test run.
Yeah.
So now we coming back. So whenever like, all those pains was like as if we went through those pains
Wasted
for not
effort.
just wasted effort for nothing. And we are now coming to meet a new setup. Okay, agreed. We met a new setup. Now the first thing that pained me was the in terms of projection, because we were like they want people to see
Sure.
what they are live streaming out. They want people to in the church to see what they are live streaming out.
Yeah.
So now we when we plugged in the first time it was working. Before we know it, we heard all of a sudden this display started having failures. They came again like in fact the pressure was even more on me because I was getting not just on me, on him mostly, but the way the heat was not eating or like it was getting back at me, like I was, because if any mistake or any shaking or any wrong key I press on that particular laptop can even spoil the entire settings for the live stream, and before you know it they'll start to complain that you guys are not giving us what we paid for. And you were coming to me, steadily telling me, unplug this one, don't plug this one is one, and I'm not like, why you guys can't dictate what so I'm going to do. This is we have tested this thing times without numbers. This is, and it worked perfectly. Why is it now the main day that it became so stressful? So when I got to find out that those people that we did test run with were not the one that were in charge of the main setup, the main event setup. But I'm like, why the sudden change?
Is it about the sound or like what?
this both the sound
Okay.
and the projection of this into the
Okay,
screen at the
because
same time.
okay, so that our audience can actually
Exactly.
understand. You
So
understand?
for the sound, the people that were handling the sound for Testron were for the main event, they were different. People that were, and so it now made things even more hard for us. We now had to go back through the process of Testron, telling them, okay, this is how you meant. We're even educating them that it's not this one, check that one. We're the one educating them and giving them insight that this is what it's meant to be. This is not what it's meant to be. So and before the event started, the frustration went on like even throughout the event. At the point, it was left for me to just get tired, but because of we knew what you came there for,
Sure.
and we knew that no matter what's happened, we just have to deliver by force by fire, because and that's what we don't like anything to call. Permit me to use the word fuck up. We don't want to fuck up. We don't want anything to fuck up, because why? To tarnish our image, and to make us to bring a bad name to our company. And we are trying to we tried as much as possible to avoid that. So we just had to just push through and go through. But for that first day experience, it was not it too. It was not it at all.
Okay, Ajibola Amokoye. Okay, then are you done?
No, sorry.
Okay,
But a lot was being learnt actually. A lot was being learnt in terms of management of stress and pressure at the same time. Because for me, I'm a short fuse person. Any small word comes to me. The insults, any small insult and any action, I'll be like even in terms of doubt, I used to react to it. You see it in my face, like you see it clearly that this one vessel, but at the same time, I just got to find out that no matter the stress, no matter the pressure you face, no matter how things get difficult, you just have to just play cool.
Sure.
So that
don't make forget the reason why you did it.
exactly. Don't also forget why you. So everything as long as no matter the pressure they are giving you, as long as what you came there for is being achieved, forget it. Everything is being said like you have a perfect event for that day. So that's just it.
So Idris Mokoye from you when we reach on Wednesday, and you also observe that the settings and everything what we do that day, because you were largely involved on that Sunday. Now when we did the setup, you guys are waiting. How you feel when you come see the whole thing?
Actually, that was not around on Wednesday. You know, Wednesday was Salah.
Okay, that's true.
But
That's
I
true.
was
That's
there on
true.
Friday.
That's true.
Okay,
That's true.
but let me talk about the Friday experience. Okay.
Okay, no, let me never. I would not stage by stage. Yeah, is that you were around for that Wednesday?
Yeah, I was around though. So my experience on that Wednesday was let me use the word wow. Because the reason why I said though it was quite wow is that when we look at most of the things that actually occurred for that same Wednesday, it was just as if an unprofessional personnel coming to teach a professional personnel that this is what I want, this is what I want. So I knew that you've gained experience both on the large field and both on the short field. You can actually say, okay, this is what will actually lead to, or this is what will actually occur at the what's it called, at the final end. This is the final outcome of what the production will look like. Someone that has not actually been to the field before telling you this to do this part time is going to, like, in your own inner mind, though if you can't actually detect it out that this is what you are feeling, but in your own inner mind it will be making you to look more unprofessional at the space of them telling that do this. Because one, at the same time, what did they not pay for should be the question in our mind ringing. That if part time this Mr. Man is coming to meet me at every point in time. So, and it keeps on persisting. Don't forget that the place we are, people, audience, they are looking at us that, okay, what's going on? Okay, these are the people in charge of this. So everybody is just looking at you. So everybody's eyes will be centered on you if care is not taken. And this particular point now, so it makes you look unprofessional. It makes you look as if you just came down for the program for a jamboree, or you just came down for the program for fun's sake. So in this kind of case now, when I look at the old stuff on that ways, I was just like, well, we believe that tonight's sun is going to actually pass over. The copy pass over. You understand? So, but you just have to just dance to the tune of the music for that particular program. You just have to just dance to the tune of the music. What am I trying to say in essence is that you just have to just follow the pattern of what is actually coming up, what they are throwing at you. So, because the main purpose for you, likely to what Daniel has said and the boss has actually said, is for you to deliver. in regard of anything, you try to, and in this field, you try to know how to manage your pressure. You try to know how to manage yourself, to control yourself, to control your temperament. So you just have to just stay calm and to avoid trouble in as much as anything. And it will actually get to some stage whereby you just want to just pull out the trigger, like, no, I can't accept this. But when you look at the whole stuff and you want to build a relationship though, so you just have to just stay calm and stay cool. So in some kind of case, you just try to, don't worry, this score will surely pass over. It's just for this event. So in some cases, you just like, you still be doubting your mind, like, will these people still invite us for this program again or not? But when you want to look at what you've actually passed through, you two will also be looking at, in short, if they don't invite me for this kind of program again, fine, I'm good. You understand? Well, yes, when you look at the pressure sometimes, but don't let us forget that at the same time, it's also, we don't need to be emotional in some kind of cases.
Exactly. You just have to put your emotion.
Just because the main purpose for you to have come for the program is for you to come and work, and nothing much more than that. So you just have to just manage everyone and make sure that you know that in any kind of event sort like this that you find yourself, you will surely face a challenges or the other. So the challenges that we actually faced on that Wednesday was more of the poor lighting. When we actually saw the thing, more of the poor lighting. And there's no way in one way or the other that you want to hold a program like this, whereby you are streaming to hundreds of people, thousands of people. Everyone will still not be satisfied with what you are delivering out. They will not be satisfied. So the only thing they do now is that just for you to just be in your best position to deliver. And nothing much more than that. Thank you.
Yeah, so this is not the break, but we don't come back to make I quickly chip in something regarding waiting Daniel also talk. Waiting Daniel and Mr. Ayo also don't talk about when we get there on Wednesday. Exactly. Although that day, if you remember that day, Samuel stays around the church. Exactly. You understand? So what we contest Samuel do that day, we say he took picture of what was happening in that surrounding on the church. So when I saw the picture for me, I was just trying to walk around my mind. I saw a new mixer. I saw some kind of changes. Do you understand? Sure. So although it was kind of, you understand, you will not tell us so we're going to change the sound, the mixer. We're like, but at the same time we can't afford to make everything be a mess. So we had to. Then if you remember, I had to tell you to pick up the audio, a different audio cable entirely. Yeah. So just probably like we'd already see waiting they come ahead. So with that, because of experience, so that's why experience comes in. That's why they say elderly people. What can they give young people? The opportunity to also explore. You understand? Because I know waiting it will be like, say we come for that particular event that day, we know carry that cable come. Do you understand? I know waiting the audio will be like. Do you understand? Because guys can't they look for where to. It could just be a disaster. Do you understand? Everybody will just tire at the end of the day. Do you understand? We're not told. We're taking on our way, do you understand? But because of the level of professionalism and the experience that we don't get for this field, do you understand? Sure. We're able to improvise, manage the whole thing, do you understand? So we also had issues with the smart TV. The smart TV. So what do you want to say about the smart TV, Daniel?
I won't pay me pass. I won't lie. That won't pay, because at first what actually happened that that was the second major problem we're having. When we're doing the test, let me go back to test run. When we're doing the test running, we found they were like, smart TV is not picking my laptop. And I'm like, this laptop I just buy maybe how many months? How many months now? We just got this laptop now. So then problems come from the laptop. So I was like, and I went to my settings on that and I checked the display menu. So I found that my laptop has already picked the smart TV already, so that it's not displaying. Sure. So we're not like, where is the problem? So we now look the cable. We tried the cable. First of all, we're using an extension cable to project to the system. Yeah. So we now decided to take the laptop directly to where the extension cable was. So we now plug directly to this thing, to the TV, the same thing. So now later we now go to find out, we're now spilling the beans that is the TV. That's how the TV used to do.
Wow.
That
I
is
even
not-
use my own laptop to even test them.
Yes.
Aside from your own. You remember that thing?
Exactly.
I use my own
We use
laptop.
we use
Yeah.
we use the laptop also
Yeah.
to even check the same thing. So they now have to speed the business and tell us, okay, maybe I know verse. So say now so the TV they do this one. And I said, okay, very good. Not that my laptop is bad, it's the TV that is having what issue.
It's just as if it's making it to look as if you are not even on the game for a very long time.
Exactly.
Yes, so that the same thing they talk about the downgrading.
aspect.
They allow young people breathe when they try one to
Let us do it, I beg.
Wow.
I beg. I don't know why they hit them. You understand?
Yeah,
But
sure.
I know. See, are they actually minister to somebody?
Exactly.
You get.
So moving on. So because of that, we now have to so for them to clear their totally, we now have to go to their second branch to check the
Your stuff.
the whole entire setting. So we
Yeah.
did the sound, it was perfect. In the second branch now, not
Yeah.
the main location. No.
Mhm.
We did it was perfect. We did now test the display that they were complaining that my laptop. It was working perfectly.
Perfectly,
No
yeah.
issue. It was not even skipping, it was going perfectly. So we now took a picture. No, the client that actually got us for the job now went directly to now send the link of the video because we're doing it. So we had to do a link like live stream. We have to transmit it online. So they were now so that okay, everything was perfect. We now found out okay, the major issue now is now from the location. So they had to change all their settings from the sound to the projection. So we found out that they were refusing to. They were not going after everything. They were not telling us that they cannot bring this TV down. Say the TV, this one, no, they can't carry the TV, can't be like God. Say that TV, say now there the TV will be to the eternity. Say they don't feel remove am. Say this one. So I'm not saying this because it's bad or I have any bad intention, but when I heard that the TV fell down and the TV broke, I swear I said hallelujah. I said I was like,
Wow.
praise. They said the TV broke. I said, how come? So I said when they were trying to adjust it, this one said broke. So immediately, because of the tension, so they had to get a new TV.
TV,
So when we now did the third, the last test run, found out okay. And now we now plug, we now did, I said, okay, now you see, look at it now, it's doing working perfectly.
That was
And
on that Wednesday, Abi.
that was on before the last test run, that was Sunday.
Okay, on Sunday.
So
okay.
I'm still talking about I've not entered Wednesday.
Okay.
So after that the live stream and then so everything was now working perfectly. Everything was going smoothly. Everybody was shining to it. We were shining to it. They were shining to it. Everybody was smiling. We went home. Now we now came on the main day, that Wednesday. This is Wednesday. First of all, they bullshit us with sound. The sound, okay, we just also we give them slap to that, okay, take this one to chop this one. With the help of God, we did this one too. So now on this thing, when it now came to the projection, the people that were now I told you that that they changed the entire people that it was a new set of people that were working with us.
Yeah.
So this was they were plugging the TV, the HDMI cable to the wrong port. So it was not projecting. So the TV was not like blinking. It was just everything blink. It was just blinking and going. It was just blinking and going. It was just blinking. I was like, this TV is it just blinking, just blink. So after much talk, we now found out okay, it was the wrong port. So they had changed the port. It was now doing perfectly. So now when you are trying to do something and the devil see that everything is working fine, the devil will just find one thing to just scatter the entire event. But God is mercy. We still show himself.
Sure.
Understand? So after the team was working perfectly, we were shining to everybody, shining to the event is going on. It was smoothly. Everything was going smoothly. Everybody is smiling. All of a sudden, the thing stopped displaying. I said, what's this one again? I didn't know that there's this person they assigned to me that this boy, go and be disturbing him. Anytime this thing big like this or anything happen, go and meet him. He will be the one with this. So for a minute, and I said that, and I found out okay, the HDMI this thing got burnt. The thing totally got burnt. So we were unable to display. That was the first day. So it was actually like spots so many things in terms of display, but God so we now after everything we now have to like improvise. So that's one thing I like. That's one thing we have. In as much that there's a problem in ground and it's looking like there's no solution.
Sure.
We always look for another means. You don't just sit down and just complain. Because if you are sitting down and you are complaining, you are not preferring solution. You are not different from
Damage.
exactly the damage or the cause of the problem.
Mm.
We are the same. We are on this, like, we are putting us on the same page with an ordinary person
Mm.
because we are professionals in this field.
Mm.
So when we now say, okay, what can we do since it's not displaying? So we now, since it's on the smart TV, we now have to like cast, what you call cast, screencast, mirror cast, exactly. So what we did was we connected the phone
Mm.
to the TV.
Mhm.
So now we went to the Zoom. We joined the Zoom meeting on that phone. So we now start using the phone to display the video
Mhm.
on the.
Mhm.
So that's how we were able to conquer.
Yeah. So make I just quickly chip in, waiting for into Daniel, waiting Daniel to talk. You get even as a point on that Friday. Okay, whenever I reach Friday, you get. But now some people say I feel say you get relationship. You get what you talk. You answer. So after the much more because the HDMI the splitter, the power cable, the power got burnt. Do you understand? So they had to now even get a new set of HDMI this is splitter. Do you understand? So when they even use the HDMI splitter for that Friday, do you understand? We can't realize say the cable because when they use them, it's in the flink. It's in the flink. Do you understand? Because we had two screen. We have a small screen and we have the big screen, which is the one outside the main church. Why for the electronics room we had this small screen. So the small screen was perfect for monitor was perfect. But why the one outside? The one in the church, there's a bigger one, was flinking. Do you understand? So we also realized that the issue was not from the cable. Do you understand? So when you look at the cable, the way the cable is being connected, you get. So at that particular point, we were not able to say, okay, let's start tracing the cable or trying to replace the cable because at that particular point, we actually we did not have much time anymore. So that's what we now resort to the cast miracast. Yes, so in terms of displaying, you get. So now waiting happen. You get. So you were saying something here before I cut you off.
That's usually
Okay.
like we were able to conquer the aspect of the screencast. and
Screencast.
everything.
Okay. So just like I did beg younger elderly ones, just I'm not gonna try as much as possible to give the younger people the opportunity. You get this pastor where they always inspire me the more. What's that pastor's name? Pastor
Solomon.
No, not Pastor Solomon from Singapore.
Pastor Sean Ao.
Pastor Sean Ha. Yeah. So the man, if you don't know the pastor, just go check them, go on Google, search for him. The pastor there for Singapore. Go see waiting they use teenagers. They do. Just and just go see waiting they use teenagers to do. You go no say we still get a long way to go. You understand? But if you give teenagers the opportunity, give them the right environment, they go feed do more. You understand? Now one of the things will be say we waiting for church. Or we waiting for church, or we waiting for this part of the world. We know they give that opportunity to younger people. So that if you say younger people, then they will get anything where they want offer. But if you check the foundation truly, you will see say much opportunity has not been given to them. Do you understand? You get a beg, make elderly people who can create that enabling environment for young people. I beg. So on Wednesday, besides you did run for Wednesday, a bit. So what you want to talk about with that Wednesday?
Though likely to what I actually said before, that was kind of the greater challenge. It was more of the lightning, the bad lightning, the poor lightning, and also when we also look at the what's it called, the people on the meeting, on the Zoom meeting. Though it's another thing to stream, is another thing to actually share the screen and to also change the screen in terms of the slide. Yeah, thank you. The slide. Because of the audience watching, and in as much on Wednesday, I was actually on the reaction camera, if I could actually remember very well. More of the reaction camera actually plays a vital role in every event that we actually find ourselves comparing to the main camera, because many people want to see what is going on in between the congregation and what are the actions, you know, and you as you as a set man or the photographer or the videographer.
Okay.
It's applied to every media, like to every media crew or to every crew member on that set, that you don't allow any moment to actually pass you by. Because if any moment should actually go, what we actually depict the differences of, okay, you as a professional, or we actually tell people that, okay, these people are actually a professional. Because it actually got to a stage that there were some kind of reaction shots that we actually took that was more of like an angle shot that, you know, when the reaction comes actually from the what's it called, from the audience, they were like, wow, these guys are actually doing fine. You know, at a certain point when you are making use of Zoom, always take note of this, that there will be people commenting, dropping comments, and those kind of comments sometimes can actually bring out, like, can cause a pressure on you. If you should read through those comment sections, because you won't be able to satisfy everyone on board. You can't satisfy everyone. So the only thing, sure, and the only thing now is that you want the best of the best for these people on board. But are they looking at what you are actually passing through as a media person? It's just an instance of you try to actually rectify, or you trying to actually create a solution that, wow, the main camera should be displaying very well, so that I can actually have another shot from another angles. But the people online or on their the offline locations, in their own different alpha locations, so they might actually be seeing it so like, this guy is just playing on camera. Let's tell them that we don't want this song. Go to this place, video this person. You know the way they will be detecting. So you as the person controlling the camera or panning the camera now. So what is not your own? Like, what is now your own responsibility now? So what are you going to do in this kind of case now? You need to be very, very sensitive that, wow, let me just give them something different entirely. Okay, you tell me to go to actually go to this place. Okay, so I'm going to do that, but you don't allow the emotions of the people to actually override your own creativity.
Exactly, yeah.
You do not allow other emotions to actually override your creativity, because there you need to show your professionality 100% and let them know that, okay, yes, this guy is actually good in what he's doing, or this team, they actually wonderful in this team. So because one, it's not even you as the person taking the reaction view, or the the angles of the event that actually matters now. The whole work is now based on the person changing the slide. The person changing the slide, because it's anything the person changing the slide is anything that the person is showing that they will actually see, not what you are that is taking the reaction. If he doesn't want you to actually show, or if he doesn't want to spotlight you, there's no two ways about it. You will still just be in that same reaction, taking the reaction. But are these people seeing this? Are they seeing this? No, they are not seeing it. So the only best way for you to actually go about this now is for you to actually be creative, and also pacify your heart to be at peace. After the whole event, let's dialogue together. What are the causes of you not responding to us? Then you make your way known to them that, okay, these are the things that actually came up. This. And the way for us to move forward is for me to be doing this. Because pressure will surely come. Even in a normal standard, when we are, if aside from the normal live streaming, if you are to record, or probably just transmit for them on the on the screens. Yeah. So the only way there will surely be pressure. People will surely come. Why are we not seeing this reaction? Why are we not seeing this reaction? In some other ways, challenges do occur, or challenges come in place to show. So the only way you go about this, you as the person controlling the cameras or changing the slides, is for you to just make sure that you are not being overwhelmed with the pressures on board. You don't have to be overwhelmed with the pressures on board. So by the time you are not being overwhelmed with the pressures on board, everybody will tend to understand what the situation is all about.
Yeah.
So that's just some little things I can actually say. Though we have so many things that came up on Wednesday, but we just have to just stop here.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
thanks,
so at the same time, you can if we want to talk about everything will happen that day, we feel no fit. We not go live here. You understand? We not go live. But we just talk the one we will fit talk about. We'll talk the one we will fit talk about. You get another thing where I won't be one we could talk about the Friday sound issue. But I think so we don't clear that aspect. We don't clear that aspect. So so we could talk about people with so this one will go out for people with do Zoom. People they join Zoom. You get provided say you not be the host. Okay, people coming into Zoom without muting their mic. Yeah. Stanley, what do you have to say regarding that? How it be on that day?
Wow. I wanted to say God will punish all of them. But I don't go talk that one. God bless all of you. God bless you. Stay blessed. Now the frustrate person, but those are the main frustrators of the event. Those ones. They are just like no Twitter. I know the way they should do in Twitter. You drop one good thing, everybody say, someone is saying God bless you. So say, you doing well. One person just concept, wait till be this. Why you put this? Because we talking. I was like, there was only a comment I saw on this thing. I'm sorry I'm deviating a bit. I saw someone say, my son, this camera, and I said, we do this. And I said, okay, you are blessed. I said, amen. The next thing I will see is that same person we talk say you are blessed. It was like, what's wrong with all of you? Why you did it? I said, this person, why you complain? So people always human beings will always be human beings. You can never satisfy them.
Sure.
So and again about the muting stuff, when you find about the muting stuff, it was actually part of, let me say, initially it was part of my ignorance.
Yeah.
When I was actually ignorant about it. There's this feature in Zoom that will allow you to mute the camera.
Yeah.
Mute the audio. All participant audio.
But was it working? Because I knew that we did it, but when some set of people came in, just like this. I don't know. Did you observe this?
No,
we meet for all.
It was for the pastor added co-hosts.
Okay.
So it was the co-hosts that connected when they were using their cameras.
Okay.
They were not highlighting their own audio.
Okay. Okay. Or less that.
So,
okay.
So we now find out that okay, there's this particular feature on Zoom that allows you to mute all these participants. But before we even found out that, we even dropping messages to these people that okay, this is what is going to happen when you guys refuse to mute your mic. Please mute your mic. But some people now human beings, they put their mic this thing. So at a point, I wanted to even throw insult that we should be this one. You know, get sense. This one's but I was like, as usual, you just have to manage your emotions and everything. So, but and that goes out to let's also try to be observant about like if you are using any particular this thing, you just have to be observant and make your research about that particular this thing deeply. But let's say I had made my research properly. Yeah. On that day, that would have actually been prevented. Understand? That's prevented. Let's not even look at. Although yes, those people they did their own, but let's say I sat down, look at it. Also, I was like, there should be. Mr. Teddy was like, there should be something that is this thing. This was. I was like, because I was frustrated. I was like, what's this one saying? What's this one saying? I was like, what's going on? When we now sat down, we now made research. I was like, wow, okay. There's this particular. I was only assured that so we can do this. I just press it. Everybody mic. Got muted. So you just try to be observant while you are working and make your research properly. So that's just it.
Oh, okay. So Mr. Ayo, you get into what you want to talk, because let's say you not really too day much for that for the control room. Because now you do more of the reaction camera. Yeah, you don't really do much for the control. Mubarak, you get into what you want to talk regarding, because I know also you get into what you want to talk regarding the people zooming.
I was very close to the mixer guy. The guy was like, the sound coming from this, the sound I'm giving you is great. But the pastor did not know that people are not muting. Pastor did not know that people are not muting. That's why you have to just be patient. You have to be patient.
Okay, sorry, I want to quickly chip in something regarding the sound. I though, in most cases like this now, for events, the first and foremost, above all, after your own setup, is your sound production. If you don't have a good sound production, forget about the video. The video quality, everything that will enhance a good video production is also being affected by sound. And in most cases, we do fight with the sound engineers. We I surely want to have this career, like this career that you came here to come and do your own work. I also came here to come and do my own work as a vendor. So this aspect now, whereby you are trying to tell the sound engineer that okay, these are the level or these are the wave, these are the rate of the wave that can actually go online for people to enjoy this streaming. Is this? The sound engineer will be telling you that this is the amount of what my own mixer can actually go. The wave that it can actually push out. When you are hearing this kind of thing now, you're like, what's the meaning of all this nonsense? Like, is it like you are in this kind of case? It's like let's say everything tends to it will surely occur. There's no two ways about it. There's no way you can actually run away from that aspect. It will surely occur. You're having issues with the sound engineers. It will surely occur. That's one thing for sure in every event, because they are the what's it called? The roadside engineers is different from a sound engineer.
Also.
A roadside engineer is different from a sound engineer, because an example of you bringing what's it called? This all these sound engineers that amplify your thank you. just to come and shout. You understand? Because when you bring a sound engineer, the sound engineer will be able to tell you everything that should happen during the sound setup, what the sound should look like, everything, the sound balancing. So by the time they are giving you the sound, you to yourself, you enjoy the sound before you even taking it out to the people to listen to, because we do have so many challenges about sound, but we don't want to actually tell people that, okay, this is what we are actually passing through. And we should not forget that these apps also that we are also making use of, they set a range for this sound.
Like Zoom has one of the weakest sound, and it has one of the weakest video.
Wow.
So far,
So in this kind of case, like if you should release a sound that is very, very rough, in some cases, either the sound will be shouting online, or the sound will not even come out at all. An example of Facebook from experience, that whereby in cases whereby you record a sound that is not clear, that is not very, like, it's not clear, it's just jamming, blasting, thank you. They will not release the what's it called? They will not release the sound. In some cases, they will not release this. In some cases, they will not release the sound. They will, rather than that, they will mute it. If care is not taken, if you don't check your what's it called, your panel, after the streaming, you will now realize that they've mute the sound, because it's just like more of noise. So what's now the essence of you streaming, if not for the sake of, okay, for people to actually enjoy the program? So one of the factors that will not make people to even enjoy the program at all is sound.
Bad audio.
The bad audio output. So if you have a bad output, automatically it will actually describe the video to also become a bad output. So in this kind of case now, we just need to just like look at the sound engineer, and at the same time to also for the young people coming on board to streaming aspect, we also need to tell them that, okay, the best way to go about the sound engineers is for you to be friendly with them, and to just make sure that everybody will enjoy ourselves.
Because at the point I had to even go closer, sir, we have to work together.
Yeah.
And let's make this particular thing
To
happen,
work, sure.
Yes, and so when I gave him that sense of relief, it was beginning to
understand,
be comfortable around those chairs.
Yeah.
So when we now had that issue, so that's when let me change what I'm giving. Let me change the output to this other output.
Yeah.
I think after then we did not have any issues with the sound. Yeah.
Sure.
And if you remember. Yeah. So after then we did not have any issues regarding the sound. So everybody was happy. Sound engineer was happy.
Everybody would laugh at the last.
Sure. And it went well. Yes, and so Mr. Ayo, before I cut you off, let's continue.
So that's just the whole thing from that aspect, though. Because in every event, sorry to actually put it, so in every event we should always quote it that we will surely have different sound engines and sound engineers. The sound engineers for the past event will not be like the sound engineer for this present event. The way A is different from B, that's the way C will be different from D.
My best sound engineer is Wale so far.
Wow. So sure. Because when you look at it, if you actually have a sound engineer that can give you what you want, there's no two ways about it. So seriously, because everybody will feel so comfortable to work and enjoy the workflow. And even in short, before the program will even come, you'll be like, if you are bringing the same sound engineer that I've been using, even in short, if they don't even know the person, you understand? So that's just how the whole stuff should look like.
Yeah. Okay, so another topic we won't talk be saying now the Friday when we move down to the cemetery. You get so let's talk. Me, I know the part of the process. I know the part of farm. The part of farm. So what was the experience like? Nana go Jesus. We will start with Ajibola.
Okay. When we first entered the car, I was first hungry because when I was coming that morning,
Mhm.
I didn't eat anything.
It was very early.
It was
then.
very early in the morning, so
Mhm.
I ate again. So and I can't be taking my food.
Mhm.
Okay, my clients are inside the car, then taking food inside the car and eating in front of my guys. It look like
Mhm.
shitty guy. This guy doesn't know what he's doing. Why would he be
Mhm.
eating food?
Mhm.
Me going the person that called him and come, but he's never eating, and you are
Mhm.
eating that kind of thing.
Wow.
So I just had to like keep it to myself and just
Mhm.
keep calm.
Mhm.
So when I wait, this car, there's heat inside this car. There's heat inside this car, and the first I even wore was very thick.
Mhm.
And then I see that there's this one AC. That AC is only serving one person. That AC is
Mhm.
bad. It's never reaching. So the heat has made me, and we're not even looking for road. We're asking people for road again. Like we don't really know where we were going. So we're asking people that, you guys, do you know this place? Do you know this place? Can you help us? I just tell us where this place is. When look on that heat again, asking people for road. I was like frustrated first. When we now reach the location, we now met people there before, like 2 people before us again. Inside sun. What will I do? I have to stand inside sun. Sun already beats me. Before everything has started. Okay, what first weighed me down is no, that time I was trying to be emotional because when I saw the children of the person, I don't want to know, when I saw the children of the person crying, I was like, God, so this is how it happens. No, you just love it down. So it was affecting me in some way. I was feeling
Emotional.
for the children, that kind of thing. So I was like feeling that I had to like tell them and then switch your screen. So then they had to come in for me. I had to go to the back to go and wait. So when I now waited in the back, and I enter mode. so there is mode. So there was a photographer that was there telling me, guy, if you enter this school, we will cover you for the. I was like, they will cover you for who? So I was telling you, so I just had to go away from. So the position I was in was very bad. I was in a very bad position that my projection was very poor. And I had to enter mode with my Jordan. I was like, hey, if I reach you, why would I watch this shoe? So I had to like squeeze myself because the client was adding pressure on us that, guy, this boys are giving us, it's not permanent, and you want us to go and stand inside mode. How will I do that? I can't just do anything. I can't just go and stand inside mode. I also had to push myself. Just okay, let me just enter this mode. And I had to enter the mode, stay in front of the person that is talking. I had to stay inside the mode. And now, Mr. Ayo that was giving me, like, he was telling me, this is what the pastor, this is what the pastor, this is what the pastor. I was like, wait, let me do this. He was telling me this is what the pastor wants. I was like trying to get him for the walkie-talkie. My frequency now changed. I was like, no. I was not hearing anything. I was stressed. I was hungry, stressed, tired, inside mode again. I just have to push through. But to God be the glory. Like the program was like a success.
Oh yeah, Mr. Yomuku here from you. Now we will not get into one cup for this particular aspect. Yeah.
It was actually awesome. That's let me say, there was like a one-day journey live streaming tour. Because it was actually so awesome, pathetic, full of emotions, full of anxieties. Because when you look at the programs on its own, is a program that you just have to just think about what would actually happen to everyone on the hit. And we should not forget that we are actually discussing about the live streaming journey, and at the same time what our experiences, because we just need to just impute this kind of experiences to the old stuff too, also at the same time while working, because when we are working or when we are actually doing anything like this, we need to flow, or we need to also be in the mood of the events and make people see the reality that yes, it's not that we are just like a cartoon or just like a wood that also came for the program. We also an human being that also feel the same way they're actually feeling, and to also be in that mood. It's just an instance of something that oh God, for that morning, like it was just like are these guys okay with people? Yeah, the other vendors that we actually met on board, so they were like we were like look at the kind of words coming out from this guy's mouth. But to us, we you know, it is the kind of place that you can't smile, you can't laugh, but you just have to just be in the mood of the event and allow the event to just pass by. But when you look at the memories, actually, it calls for smiling at the same time. And it actually calls for what the bad moment of emotionally feeling at the same time. Because one, that morning when we look at going down to the cemetery, let me just start sharing the tough story of the cemetery. When moving down to the cemetery, it was just so fun that wow. I've been to this kind of place for over the years now. I can't even count the years that I've been to the cemetery to actually say that, okay, I want to live stream or I want to actually document this section. So I was like, when we go to the cemetery, people coming out from the cemetery and every other thing, you see different kind of faces, different kind of people coming with different kind of, what's it called? Motive, yes, and everything. So the only thing there now is that, God, one day, so means I'm going to end here. Wow. So you know, when you look at the family you're actually mourning with and also working with, you just want to so wow. So we just need to just be in the show of everyone. And so when we start the documenting and the documentary, although before we start the documentary, I've actually go in to survey. And this is where the network issue comes in. So in every program, I won't say that the best network for you to use is Glo or is MTN or is Airtel. But what we actually tell you is that go for anything that will make the streaming to be the best.
Yeah, we've actually done a video regarding internet before. You guys, so you can go and watch the video so that you can really understand what we are talking about.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Good. So good. You can hear that. So that's just the tips. And that's just the benefits to you watching this video. So when you look at that particular point, the first thing was the network. So like when we're inside the car taking on down to the cemetery. So we're trying to actually stream inside the van. So it was like more of before we drop so that we would have been ready. So at any point in time, we start the work. So we won't be the one delaying the whole stuff because people are anticipating and we have tens of people watching online, hundreds of people watching online. So what are the expectations of these people if you are not online? Then what's the main aim for us to have gone down to the cemetery? Because now they do say there's this a popular saying that a cemetery is just like a silent place, a silent house. So that it's just like now this is just like a land that you don't even know anything of. And many people now watching us online won't even know that, okay, these guys, they've not been to this place before. So the only thing for everyone watching online is you guys should deliver. You guys should deliver. Before you know, to you now in this kind of case whereby we're having network issue, it's not your fault, no. It's not your fault. But in this kind of case now, is the network issue. So what are we going to do? So the only thing for us now is for us to be looking at what's the next alternative. What are things that we need to do? So, but we thank God for what God actually did that in that particular event, that we had the network issue fluctuating and it was very, very bad. So when we got down to the main place, so we started regaining we started regaining the ground, the platform back in terms of coming back to the normal state that we were before working with. And this one now, everyone now, because we don't have a full team now, we have the quarter set of the team working on the field now. So in this kind of case, you just have to just be 3 man at a one time. So each and everyone working for the streaming. Because in this kind of case, you need to have we ought to have like almost, let's say, like 3 to 4 cameras on board streaming this particular event now. So in this kind of case now, so 1 man to 2 camera, that's the way we are working. So you can actually be the one taking the main and to also be the one taking the reaction at the same time. So likewise to the second man also at the same time, if you remember very well. So Idris was like more of like, so 2 man at the particular time, and Danito was more like 2 man at the particular time, because you just need to just make sure that everything is accurate and there's no movement that is being missed out. So what we are actually doing on the field there now is for people to actually feel that as if they're also on that ground. Exactly. Also seeing what is going on live and direct. And media plays a vital role in any event that we find ourselves. You bring life to the people, any corner they are. You set life to them. You make them see it in the right perspective. That yes, I'm here live and direct. That's what media can actually do in this dispensation that we find ourselves. So it's not necessarily because I'm at home. I can't. People are also crying. What is actually happening in the cemetery? It's just for them not to be there with their barefoot or to actually be on that same ground to also pour the sound. But they can actually practicalize that if they want to do that. So they can actually do that. But mainly, they've actually seen what they need to see about that. So in short, you can even tell them that you attended the funeral live and direct. Because you actually see what is going on. So what's actually new there that you not see? You saw everything that was going on. Live and direct, live. So when you now talk about the journey, so after the whole stuff during the program, we actually have a lot of challenges in terms of moving, because as we were moving from the gate, the gate is just like an expansion of when we want to say, most of us that actually know the areas of, let me make use of the areas of Alaba, so from Alaba to probably to the set of Maitu, yeah, to the set of Maitu, like from the gate to the to the main place that we need to lay down the corpse is more of like, let me say 10 minutes trekking distance, right? 10 minutes trekking distance. So let's just view that distance, 10 minutes trekking distance. So automatically now we need to stream from the gate down to the place that they are going to lay. It's not that we will go and wait for them, and we need to take every moment because every moment actually matters. Yeah. So every moment actually matters. So you don't want to miss out any moment. What makes you professional is giving out the best of the moment and giving out a better attribute in anything. So we want to take every moment so important and so serious. So at the end of the whole stuff, so along the line when we move down to the grave, after laying down the grave, the corpse in the grave. So it was more of like, to us also, we said something earlier on that you need to be in the emotions and in the frame of mind that the mourners are also, or the people you are working with are also. Yeah. Because it's not that when they are burying somebody, people are crying. Where thousands of people are crying, you understand? So it makes the whole stuff look as if you are the one that even murdered the person. So you understand? So in this kind of case now, you just have to just be in the mode and every other thing. So be trying as much to also deliver the best out of the best, that it's got to a stage that we actually applauded at the end of the program that we really did wonderfully well. Because when we were like everybody on set was just so tired, looking so tired. And it's not that we are looking so tired, but we are also grieved of what has actually occurred. We also grieved. In short, in my own experience, I actually cried at the end part of the whole stuff, because we also look at the event to, this life reality is not because of the work that I've come here to come and do, or because we want to deliver a service, but also we also learn is like, you also learn in any event you find yourself, you learn from the event, and you make sure that what is even going on is also part of you. So by the time you are even learning from the event, your mind will also want to be on that thing moving or occurring at that particular point in time. You will be learning one or two things out from the event. So by the time you want to even face the next one, you know what it takes. Yeah. It's just an instance of a photographer now that has been documented for over 5 years now. In short, when all this chairman Charlie that normally collect money for dancing period, by the time they are bridging into your time as a photographer, you know that they will not meet with the chairman anymore. You are the one that they are going to come and meet. So you need to know, okay, after they've dancing, after the couples have danced, after they've sit down in the parents' lap and every other thing, what are the next thing that will occur in that event? Again. Exactly. So you should have now to state your event that these are the things that is going to go on to every event that will occur. So by the time you actually know all these things, you feel the best part of the event, and you'll be the one to enjoy the event most. You'll be the one to enjoy the event most. And in most cases, this will even make you to be in the right frame of mind to tell people that these are these things work. And these are the things that we need to do. And it even prepares your mind ahead that, okay, in our next event, when we get to the cemetery, because you will actually be relating everything to what has actually happened in the past.
Exactly.
That if I actually come on board to actually meet with this, I know how to tackle this. It's just an instance of where we carry the system. We don't even know where to place the system anymore. So it's just like, wow, God, what's wrong? This. But when we told them that we want a full set of the house going to the what they call to the cemetery, they were like, no. That what is 5 people going to do? What is 8 people going to do? What's 10 people going to do? But we know what and what it takes.
Yeah.
So when we now got there now, everybody now learn their lessons. Yeah, better that okay, this is what you are saying of it true, and that's how it works. So in some kind of cases, when you walk with clients that are not actually looking forward to what the whole event entails, you usually fall by this side. But you always prepare yourself for the worst in any area you find yourself. You always prepare yourself for the worst.
Yeah.
So that's what I have to say. Thank you.
And this is and Ogaya give us a better episode. Yeah. Well detailed. Yeah, Daniel. So we'll go out to you. What will the experience be like?
Wash clothes. And that clothes where I wash now, it pay me pass. That clothes. Because I was like, the place was dusty. It was actually very dusty. It was muddy at the same time. It was even when I got home that night, as I was pulling up, I was washing immediately. And I even go back and say, I was like, you wash clothes. I mean, I don't like washing clothes. But the event, at the cemetery event, it was an entirely new, different experience. Because we how do I put it? In terms of the live streaming, one of the some of the major issues we're having was in terms of network, and some was communication, but communication wasn't actually the main thing. But what the main one was more of the network. And everything. But because of how I put it, because of the bond we have. So when there are some strategies that when we see there's no when somebody is trying to communicate to us, just like when Jesus was saying he had issue with his this thing, which is walkie-talkie. The moment everybody were like looking at him, but the moment he took it, I was even shocked that he quickly knew somebody was trying to communicate with him. He just looked back like, okay, now this one said D, this one D. So understand? So that communication was there. It was always that was one of the main things, and it's something that you should also there should be a bond between teamwork. When you are doing so, even when you are inconvenient, somebody you all know that this person is in a tight corner and needs your help in this type particular. It was actually one of the things that actually helped us most in the event. That communication was there. So there at some point I was actually even although I was actually flopping at some point in terms of whereby they were telling me to do this. I was like, I was ready because I was stressed out, I was tired. I was like, so you really come and be telling me what to do because I know this is what I know, but at the same time it was actually wrong of me to do it at that point. But when I just had to go through with it because it's the event has to just be perfect because it was an instruction and I have to follow the instruction given. You understand? So that's also went. And one thing I also want to chip in is in terms of getting like walkie-talkies, which actually goes a very long way. In terms of so as a media person, when you are working, this is one of the things one of the instruments that you have to use. You understand? Because you can be in events where in a very large crowd event whereby you need to communicate to somebody in terms of the slides. Maybe the cameraman is not is not active. So without you able to topic, you're able to communicate. So it's very essential. But so far so good. The event was actually awesome. Very awesome.
So sorry, sir. Just come in shortly. So at the place of what they call the network, I actually remember something again that we are also having problems with the resolution of what is going online. So there are some of the things that we need to also understand for anyone coming on board, that the resolution of the what's it called that will be going on the production in terms of the video quality. So the network can also affect that also.
The resolution also. Yes, so one of the things I also want to quickly chip in, they say those of them where they use Zoom, where they do Zoom, you get where they invite you now for such kind of event by Zoom link, you understand? one of the things so when I beat when I gas to be say when I gas they mute on a mic so that we
Sure.
know they get challenge just like the one we get. Do you understand? Mute
Sure.
your mic. Mute your mic. You get. So for us for G4 Estate Consult, you get one of our greatest aim or what we they try one achieve it to also equip young people like us. Do you understand?
Sure.
Maybe until when maybe person don't they old or person don't they elderly. You can't say you want to equip them. Do you understand? We
Yeah.
want catch them young. You get.
Sure.
We want catch them young and making sure say we empower them with one or two. Do you understand?
Sure.
Nobody say we don't make them. We still need the
Although,
support what we need.
Yeah.
We still need all the support what we need. You get because if you look at the media structure, the gear and the gadgets they are very very expensive. You
Sure.
get. So we need support. Or any way you want to take support, or any way you want to encourage what they do, you get look we use get all this gear. Do you understand?
Yeah.
But if you look at our setup, the oldest amongst all of us, do you understand?
Mm.
At least say the oldest among all of us at most is about 26 years. Do you understand? And we have we have young people at where we say we get people with the 14 years, we get person with the people with the 13 years,
Yeah.
and they do great with waiting we they do for years. Do you understand?
Sure.
But we want a situation where we say we will still improve on waiting we they do. Do you understand what we still we do? We will not fit do one by ourselves. You get so if
Sure.
there's a way you want to support us so that we will do more, but we're late to with our own capacity.
Yeah.
It is very, very
Sorry,
welcoming.
Impala.
It is
Sorry.
very, very welcoming. Okay, Mr. You want to say something?
Yeah. So at the same time, it's also the story, the journey of the live streaming is not all about we trying to actually abuse or actually try to put what's it called disclaimers on anyone
Mhm.
or try to actually want to defame people's name in terms
Mhm,
of
mhm.
saying that this but it's
Mhm.
just a basic experience of how the journey is always like
Mhm,
for each and
Mhm.
everyone that wants to
mhm,
be on this track. Because if you don't know about the journey, and we need to come from a true life stories and from a true life experience.
mhm, mhm.
So it's not that we because of we really want to actually talk about an individual or person.
Mhm.
So that's the reason why we are not making use of names. If we are to make use of names, we would have done that. But that's why we are not making use of names and every other thing. So, so we are just talking from everything from our own point of view
Mhm,
and how this can actually help you.
mhm.
This is an episode that you need to just watch, stay relaxed, and know more about it. And the sincere truth about life is that you can't learn all alone by yourself.
Mm.
You need people that has gone ahead of you to learn. So that's what I have to say for now, sir.
If you get into what you want to talk.
I don't really. What I just add is on Friday morning
Mm.
when I was doing when I was doing the reaction camera on Friday
Mhm,
morning.
mhm,
So our plan on Sunday was we are going to have a standby camera
mhm,
here and here.
mhm.
So when I was coming on Friday, I was like, yeah, that's all the settings have changed. I was like, how the settings change overnight. And I wasn't shocked again because Wednesday was Saturday and I'm a Muslim, so I had to be involved in one or two. So it was on Friday. I was like, yeah, that setting have really changed. How? So me now coming back to come and change my own course. I really when I go, I really plan my creative that okay. Now the show I will take this normal. Because that church has one. It has one that's the second floor. Because I was planning that okay, that second floor, I will take my angle, I ain't be this, I ain't be okay. I reached the second day, say things not really change you. I was like but so on so far, I just know that I put all my best, I did my best, and I know it came out well.
Yeah.
So that was it.
So, Mubarak, what do you get? What you get? What you want to talk? Yeah.
I didn't go to the cemetery, but I was the one projecting from the system to the television.
Mm.
So all the some people are in the church, while some went to the cemetery. So people that want to watch in the church. So my own is just to project and everybody to watch.
Okay.
Later, those patients are now reacting. You know all these issues that everybody have. Everybody the all these issues, I don't know about it. I was in the church, I don't know about it. And the man is telling me that zoom in now, tell them zoom in for where? Call them, this thing is not it's happen. And so this prayer was too much, but I cannot be calling because I know if everything is fine there, nobody will be calling. As in everything, as in the video will be okay.
Yeah.
So later, maybe when people have sorted out the network issue, sound did not come out. The man tell me that tell them, me dey loud down, tell them. So all these old man that they have, all these old people, they should just calm down for we the young ones. The man was now looking for, because the sound is coming out small. The man was now looking for speaker in on the system. Now carry the man. Baba, no, my laptop for that. So the experience was
okay. Mr. Aye, you don't already give us episode already.
Hands up, though. No, hands up. No, things like this will surely happen. That's just one thing, you know. In any event, we will surely face issues like this.
Yeah, every event has own a challenge.
Yeah, we surely face issues like this. Like what he said now, that from the what's it called, the church location, that they wanted this, they wanted that. It will surely come up. So it's just for you to just know your way out and make sure that you don't fight with anyone and you don't throw punches.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. So Daniel, what you go with you? What you want to talk?
In my next event, I'm planning on taking AK-47. I'm shooting everybody. But so far, what I just want to chip in is in terms of there's something you said when we were talking. You said something about I forgot what you said. Not the mode. When you the last thing you said. The shot. No. Yeah. Basically, we was talking more of let's say in terms of managing people and he said settings. You're talking about the settings, change of settings. Now that's another thing that you should also take note of. You should prepare your mind. There's always going to be changes. You can't. It's not that it's raining today doesn't mean to rain tomorrow. You understand? It's working today doesn't mean to work tomorrow. So you just have to like adapt. Adaptation is your adaptation level have to be very high. It has to be on the high. This thing. See, it's just like you have to be like Jesus Christ at that moment. You have to be like Jesus Christ. It's true now. No, but I'm just giving a scenario. You just have to be like Jesus Christ. Because if you can't just how do I put it, flare up, or because of one thing decide not to this thing, it will affect you, you tarnish your image. So you just have to just make sure you adapt and don't get frustrated. Don't get frustrated. Because people will always frustrate. This life, there are people created. They created special creation to come and frustrate you. So just take your time, and also pray alongside that. God should just be really patient. Because man can if you do on our own. If not, that AK-47 now we go carry for your head.
So when I don't see this one coming, you get, but I will just chip and in. Yeah. All of them when they always go events, they always carry charger, they look for women that go charge for.
What's class?
Those people now they come near us.
Fine.
We're going to near us here. At least all of them feel relate now.
Yes. Now look at you. I'm not charge again now. So you don't charge again.
You get the experience was awesome. It was wonderful. Shout out to the guys we give shout out to the man we give us the gig for the job, and shout out to the organizing community in OEC. I really appreciate Una. I really appreciate Una. I don't really know their name. I don't really feel they call names now. You get, because if I say we can they call names, the names plenty. You get, so shout out to everybody with the part of the event. You get but the most important thing is that we don't alight now the message with it behind routine we discuss that even our guys understand. You get, especially those people they come into the media settings newly. You get, make sure you watch this video from the starting to the end. You go learn and you go pick one or two. Do you understand? We actually they are available for mentorship. They're available for mentorship and for training. You get, regarding what we did do. So from all of us here, I actually want to say thank you so much, guys, for your patience and your vast contribution towards the podcast. It's not easy. Now yeah, we'll call off the podcast.
Wow.
We there?
Tell them
Yeah,
to,
like you
tell
said,
them to share.
like, share, and comment. I beg, like, share, and comment. Desire, yeah, book here from you.
Please like, do share, and also subscribe to the YouTube channels, and also follow us on all our social media handles being displayed on your screen.
Yeah, we be the number one IT brand in Surulere. Yeah, we did for Surulere. Yeah. Ajibola, shout out.
Really good at shouting out.
yeah, shout out.
Okay, just like, subscribe, and follow us on all our social media and which is G4S Consults. Okay.
Displayed on your screen.
Okay, my shout out go to Ola Twin. Yeah, the only person where they handle camera they watch film. I shout out to them. Sometimes they be me say maybe they go pick am from bush. Women don't do that. They want to go and bring from bush. That's something. That's how Ola Twin usually behave sometimes. You get like it doesn't. You get.
They'll get to know a lot of you one day.
Yeah, you go come join us for this podcast one of these days, just so that you go understand what it be like. You understand? When he can't talk finish, he can't say they no recording video. So you can understand better. You get. So Moko draw the curtain for you. Thank you guys, and peace.
Good day.
Shout.
Good day.
It's a cut.
See that food.